Hello well-wishers and welcome to my channel Aspiring Minds. In today's video, we are going to discuss the line-by-line meaning and do a detailed analysis of Act 3, Scene 4 of William Shakespeare's Macbeth. So grab your virtual seats and let's begin. To give you a quick overview, in Act 3, Scene 4 of Macbeth, what are we going to see? There is a banquet which has been hosted by Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. As the banquet unfolds, Macbeth is informed that Banquo has been killed but Fleance has escaped. Soon after, Banquo's ghost appears and he begins to haunt Macbeth, causing him to start behaving in a very chaotic manner. Lady Macbeth tries to handle the situation. She tries to, tell the people in the banquet that this is just a temporary illness. But ultimately, when she sees that Macbeth is not being able to control his behavior, she has to send the guests away. Alone, Macbeth tells that he is going to now consult the witches and see what is the further action he must take so that he can become the king. Now this is the banquet scene. It is taking place in a room of state in the palace. Now we have Lady Macbeth, Ross, Lennox and other attendants who enter. Macbeth says that you all know your degrees, your social ranks, so you can sit accordingly as per who will sit in the first place and who will sit at last, and I welcome you all. Lords all together thank Macbeth. Now Macbeth says that ourselves will mingle with society and play with the humble host. He's saying that I'm going to act as the host and talk to you in a most humble manner, and after that I'm going to request Lady Macbeth, who is going to be seated in the position of the queen of the estate. She is going to address you all from there. So Lady Macbeth says that allow me to speak, for my heart welcomes all your friends and lords. At this time, the first murderer appears at the door and the conversation previously continues. Macbeth says that see, the guests are responding to you with their heartfelt thanks, and then he tells to everyone that both sides have greeted each other well. Now we will have our drinks and then after that we are going to carry on with the conversation. Then when he goes on to open the door and see the murderer, he says that there's blood on your face. The murderer says then it is Banquo's blood. So Macbeth says that it is better for Banquo's blood to be on your face than to be in Banquo's veins. And then he asks that has Banquo been killed? The murderer says that yes, my lord, I have cut his throat. So the Macbeth says that thou art best on the cutthroats, that is, you are a very professional murderer, but one who did the same to Fleance is equally good. So till now Macbeth is thinking that both Banquo and Fleance have been killed. He says that if you have done it, you are just incomparable, that because it's not easy to kill Banquo and Fleance. Now the murderer reveals that most royal sir, Fleance has escaped. Now Macbeth goes aside and see what he's saying, that my fit of fear is coming over to me again. If Fleance had been dead, I would have been satisfied, complete. I would have been worry free. I would have become solid like marble. My foundation must have become as firm and hard as rock, and I would have been free like the air that is surrounding the place. But now I'm cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe. So now he's saying that what is the effect of Fleance not being killed? He is feeling cabined, cribbed. He is feeling like he has been bound within a framework. The murderer says that my good lord, Banquo is in a ditch. He bides with 20 trenched gashes on his head. That is, the murderer says that Banquo has been put into a ditch and his body has been disposed of, and people are going to think that because of nature, his death was natural, no one killed him, because what the murderers did is they dug a ditch and they threw Banquo's body over there. It would seem as if Banquo by mistake fell into that ditch and died. Now Macbeth thanks the murderer for having killed the serpent, which is Banquo, but then he goes on to say that the younger snake, which is Fleance, is still alive, and in the future he is going to turn into a poisonous snake, though he is harmless in the present. He tells the murderer to go and they would meet tomorrow. Now at this time, Lady Macbeth tells, "My loyal lord, you are not welcoming your guests properly. Unless you do not welcome your guests well, they are not going to be able to enjoy the feast that you have prepared for them at home." At this time, the ghost enters of Banquo and he sits in Macbeth's place. Macbeth now tells to Lady Macbeth, "Sweet remembrance, now good digestion wait on appetite and health on both." Now at this time, Lennox requests Macbeth to be seated. Macbeth says that this party, this banquet that we are having right now, the honor of this banquet would have been complete with the presence of Banquo. Now the ghost of Banquo enters and sits in the chair which is supposed to be the chair where Macbeth would sit. So Macbeth goes on to say that I should rather blame Banquo for being unkind in depriving us of his company, because he told that he would definitely join us today. At this time, Ross says that his absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company. He's saying that yes, he should have been here, but he has not fulfilled his promise. However, your company is going to be enough for us. Macbeth says that the table is full, where should I sit? Lennox says that this is the place reserved for you. Macbeth cannot even see the chair that he is supposed to sit in. That is how clouded his thoughts have become. Even though Lennox is pointing out that here is the chair where you can sit, Macbeth is not being able to see that empty chair. Macbeth is thinking that some trick has been played on him, so he says that which of you have played this trick on me? So the lords tell that what trick are you talking about? Macbeth now talks to Banquo's ghost that you cannot say that it was my hand that killed you. Do not shake your blood covered hair at me. So Banquo's ghost is visible to Macbeth and he is talking to him that I am not the one who killed you. Ross then says, gentlemen rise, his highness is not well. They are able to understand from the way Macbeth is talking that he has become ill. Now Lady Macbeth at this time says, sit noble friends, my lord often behaves in this manner, but I request you to be seated. The fit that he is having is going to be short-lived. He will recover very soon. If you leave the feast midway, Macbeth will not like it. And then Lady Macbeth shakes up Macbeth saying that are you man enough? Come back to your senses. Now Macbeth says that yes, I am man enough and I can face any ghosts that come my way. Lady Macbeth says that it is completely nonsense. The spectacle that you are presenting right now in front of the lords is a proof of how scared you are. There is another of your apparitions like the visionary dagger, because remember when Duncan had been killed, at that time he could see a dagger moving in the air in front of him. So he's saying that this so basically Lady Macbeth is saying that this is another vision that you are seeing right now, and that is a proof of how scared you are. So Macbeth says that I request you to look here, look, what do you see? And then he tells to the ghost, how are you? And then he's trying to talk to the ghost. He's saying that if thou canst not speak, at least so that you can show proof that yes, I am seeing the ghost of Banquo and I'm not just making up things in the air. If charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites. So basically over here he's saying that if you can shake your head, you can speak too. If those we bury can come out of the tombs and graves, we should be able to permit the birds of prey to devour our dead bodies. Now Lady Macbeth at this time says that my worthy lord, your noble friends are missing your company. Then Macbeth says that if I stand here, I saw him. So Lady Macbeth says that just keep quiet, you're just talking utter nonsense. Then Macbeth goes on to say, blood has been shed before in the old days and blood has been shed once again now because of the murder of Banquo. There has been a time when a man's brain would be knocked out. He would die and the matter would end over there. But now the killed rise from their graves again with 20 fatal wounds on their heads and occupy our seats. This is more stranger than murder itself. So he's saying that earlier on, when murders used to be committed, once a person is dead, even the ghost would not care to come up and haunt us. But in today's times, if you kill someone, the ghost can come out and haunt us. So Lady Macbeth says that, my worthy lord, your noble friends are missing your company. What are you even talking about over here? Macbeth goes on to say that, I just completely forgot that there were guests over here, and then he addresses them saying that, my worthy friends, I hope you are not feeling scared or worried about my behavior. I often suffer from a little kind of weakness which puts me into, thinking about strange things. Give me some wine, fill the glass to the brim. As I will drink the wine, it will help me to ease myself out. I will feel happy. I will be able to feast with you all. Already I am missing the presence of my dear friend Banquo, which is making me go into this kind of a thought process. I really wish that my friend Banquo was here. So at this time, the ghost enters again, and the lords say that our duties and the pledge, and then they raise their drinking cups so that they will all be able to drink together now. Now Macbeth at this time again starts talking to the ghost. He says that, I have the courage to do what any man can do. You have come over here, your bones are without marrow, your blood is cold, and you are not being able to think or do anything that is there for you to do. Lady Macbeth at this time says that, good lords, please consider this behavior as something which is very common with your lord, because this is how he behaves generally when he has a little kind of weakness and he is missing someone. Macbeth again talks to the ghost, says that, I have the courage to do anything that any man can. Come to me in the form of a wild Russian bear, or in the form of a one high-horned rhinoceros, or the Hyrcanian tiger. Whatever form you come in, you will not be able to scare me. My muscles are very strong, and I will be able to face you with my sword. If I continue to tremble, say that I am a mere girl's doll. Go away, you horrific ghost, you imaginary shadow. Now the ghost disappears, and then he says that, that is right, even now your ghost is following my orders. And then he says that, I am a man again now. Pray you sit still. He is requesting the people in the banquet to sit still, because now he has taken care of the ghost and the ghost has vanished from here. Now at this time, Lady Macbeth has got very angry. She says that, you have ruined the entire dinner and the cheerful gathering with your stupid and wild behavior. Macbeth says that, can such things like the ghost exist and, cloud our minds with useless thoughts? You make me wonder, or you make me think about my own nature, that did a ghost actually come, or was it just a figment of my imagination? Ross says that, what sights are you talking about, my lord? Lady Macbeth says that, I request you, don't talk to Macbeth right now. His condition is getting worse and worse, and if you question him about anything, it makes him more excited, and it will be difficult for me to handle his behavior throughout the night. I request you all to ignore this, whatever has happened, and you'll leave now, and we will all meet some other day. Now at this time, Lady Macbeth has got very angry. She says that, you have ruined the entire dinner and the cheerful gathering with your stupid and wild behavior. Macbeth says that, can such things like the ghost exist and, cloud our minds with useless thoughts? You make me wonder, or you make me think about my own nature, that did a ghost actually come, or was it just a figment of my imagination? Ross says that, what sights are you talking about, my lord? Lady Macbeth says that, I request you, don't talk to Macbeth right now. His condition is getting worse and worse, and if you question him about anything, it makes him more excited, and it will be difficult for me to handle his behavior throughout the night. I request you all to ignore this, whatever has happened, and you'll leave now, and we will all meet some other day. So Lady Macbeth questions that, had you invited Macduff for dinner? So Macbeth says, I heard it, his refusal, that is, when he had sent the invite, Macduff had refused to come over here. I have not posted a paid servant or a spy on him. I will go tomorrow myself to the witches and find out about what exactly is to be done. And once Macbeth goes to the witches, he is going to be able to get more information from them. He says, I am now determined to know what are the worst things that are going to yet happen with me. In my own interest, I will find out everything. I have gone so far in murders that even if I shed no more blood, nothing can be amended. So I have already chosen this strange path where I killed King Duncan and Banquo. So now even if the witches tell me to do something even more scary, I'm all ready for it. So when Lady Macbeth looks at Macbeth, she says that you really need sleep. You are not being able to control your behavior. You're just here and there everywhere. So Macbeth says that now let's go off to sleep. My strange thoughts are also, not letting me sleep properly, but I'll try to sleep now and calm my mind. And then they exit and the scene ends over here. So in this scene, we see Macbeth's guilt over his past actions, particularly the murder of Banquo, which makes him see the ghost of Banquo, and his fear of being exposed because of the murder makes him mad. It shows that Macbeth's ambition to secure and maintain power leads him to commit one after the other heinous acts. The murder of Banquo, driven by his desire to eliminate any kind of threats to his throne, reflect what can be the consequences of unchecked ambition. We also see through the appearance of Banquo's ghost how an element of supernatural gets added to the play, highlighting the theme of fate, destiny, and the consequences that one will face if you mingle with dark forces, in this case with the ghost, because it drives Macbeth crazy. And we see that Macbeth ultimately wants to seek the help of the witches, which is a kind of announcement of future violence and bloodshed which is further going to take place in the play. So we see how this play has in this scene the elements of guilt, ambition, supernatural, isolation, which set the stage for further dramatic events to unfold throughout the rest of the play.